What is up, my friends? Welcome to day 21 of 30 Days to Change. Today we're going along with our theme of casting off the things that hold us back and that weigh us down and that prevent us from living the life that we were created to live and running the race that we were destined to run. And today is one of my favorite topics. Yes, I say that about a lot of these topics, and it's because it's true. And this is why I love doing this so much, is because most of the things that I share, almost all of it, is stuff that I'm really passionate about, stuff that I love, I'm a student of, that I love to learn about, and that I think if I can incorporate this stuff into my life, it's gonna make me and the world around me a lot better. And so that's why I wanna share it with you in hopes of doing the same. So today we're talking about the gift of imagination. And you're like, well, why would I wanna throw that off and cast that away from me? Well, I'll explain. So if your brain is like a supercomputer, like we talked about in the earlier segments of this series, then your imagination is one of the most powerful programs on it. It's like Adobe Illustrator for the future. There's this guy that said, imagination is everything. It's a preview of life's coming attractions. And so you don't have to take my word for it, but Albert Einstein, I think he's established himself as pretty credible and pretty intelligent, and so that's what he used to get the incredible scientific breakthroughs that he was able to accomplish in his life. And I think that so many of us underutilize and in fact use our imagination against ourselves. What do I mean by that? Let's talk about worry and doubt and anxiety and stress and frustration and anger. We literally have been given this gift of like a rocket ship from God to go wherever we want to go, and we use it as a garbage disposal. What do I mean? I'm talking about using our imagination instead of for the potentiality that we have or the world around us. We use it to ruminate and to meditate and to elaborate and to imagine worst case scenarios all around us. What do we spend our time thinking about? Stressing, anxiety, stuff that we need to do. Oh, there's never enough time. And we fantasize about worst case scenarios. That's using your imagination against you. And that's why it's so important to, like we talked about metacognition in one of the first videos in the series about thinking about your thinking. And that's why I really want to encourage you because your imagination is a beautiful thing. I mean, it is an amazing, astounding thing. I don't even think we understand half of the potential available to us in the imagination. I really believe that. I made a joke to one of my friends earlier this week. I said, I think my study and sharing on what I learn about imagination will be my greatest contribution, one of my greatest contributions to humanity. So yeah, I mean, I said it as a joke and stuff, but I seriously feel that strong enough to even say something as silly like that, because I think it's just amazing. And if we truly understood the potential that lies within our imagination, I don't think we or the world around us would ever be the same. So for today's activity, it is simply to capture when your imagination is running wild in the wrong direction. Like if this section is talking about casting off weights, and shedding the things that hinder us, using your imagination for worst case scenarios and like the negative is literally like strapping yourself to a rocket ship facing the opposite direction that you want to go. I mean, literally, that's exactly what it's like. And so I just want to challenge all of us, myself included, especially if you're writing stuff down. Remember, I just can't encourage you enough. Carry on a little note card or a little pocket journal or whatever. Identify. Knowing is half the battle. Identify when your imagination starts to go astray. Capture that. Stop it. Hit the brakes. Know it. Identify it. Hit the brakes, and then get to the place where you can replace it. And what I've come to find out when I was dealing with negative thoughts and turning my mind from a negative to a positive, honestly, the simplest thing for me to do was when I found myself worrying about worst case scenarios, I wouldn't even put so much thought into trying to come up with something to replace it with. I would just replace it with the opposite. So if I was worrying about a certain thing, I would just capture it, stop it in my mind, and I would, whatever the opposite was. And then pretty soon I do that enough times so that the default of my program, of my imagination, is in the positive direction. And that's a beautiful thing. It's honestly like having a wind at your back. I believe that God gave us our imagination to guide us into the future and to show us what could actually be before it actually happens, exactly like Einstein said. And I want to encourage you to use your imagination for good. Use your imagination to see where you want to be, not where you don't want to be. Use your imagination to see what the world could be, not what it is, or not what it is worst case scenario, what it could be optimally. And so I wanted to share that today. I'm trying to keep these a little bit shorter. So let's see here, make sure I didn't forget anything. Think about what you're thinking, identify those negative thoughts and capture them and replace them. Cast off that negative imagining, that anxiety, that worry, that doubt, that things are not gonna work out, that things aren't gonna be okay. The whole world can be crumbling around you, but you don't have to imagine it'll stay that way forever. I'm not saying ignore the present or ignore reality. I'm saying see beyond it to the future, a better future. So thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts and imagine a great day.